I wasn't 100% there yet. Many times when you decide to make a change, you go up to a higher level of consciousness for a short time, and then you get a little scared because you're not used to it, and you kind of drop down a little bit. But if you push back, eventually you'll stay at that level. How many know what I'm talking about here? Say, ah. And I can remember vividly, it's so funny because I was just there a couple days ago. I went to Marina Del Rey to do the X Prize. I'm doing an X Prize to feed, I'm feeding 1 billion people right now through Feeding America, but I have an X Prize to feed 1 billion people sustainable around the world. And so I'm funding that, and all these people can be there. It'll be really awesome if we have that. But I drove by 2 days ago where I used to live. I actually knocked on the door because I thought, could lightning strike twice in the same place? I did this once about 20 years ago, and a guy had a bunch of locks and nobody had a big bong in his hand. I was like, never mind. And then I did it again like 10 years later, and there was a little guy with the biggest beautiful smile, this little gay man. His name was, I forget his first name, I want to say Rick, but his last name was Money. I used to call him Mr. Money. And I lived in this 400 square foot bachelor apartment back then with nothing. There was no kitchen. I washed my dishes in the bathtub, and I cooked on this little hot plate. And I remember vividly feeling sorry for myself all those days, feeling like I'd missed my mission, like my life was worthless. That's when I heard that old song, you know, I am, I said, and no one heard, not even the chair, and I had one chair in the room. I remember vividly what it was like. And one day, I was there in my house feeling sorry for myself, watching Luke and Laura on General Hospital. Scorpio, the wedding, I was there. Was anybody else there? Oh, it scares me that you were fucking there. I was scared that I was there. And I remember vividly, I was struggling. I couldn't pay my rent. I didn't have money. I was going to have money for food barely. I don't remember the real number, like 19, 20, 21 bucks to my name. And I realized I got to eat on this, and I have no income for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm also going to get evicted if I don't do something. And I'm really getting stressed and concerned. So I'm trying to distract myself by watching a stupid fucking TV show. And then I had to eat something. So I was like, okay, I'm not taking my car because I was going to go to all-you-can-eat place at El Chorrito in Marina Del Rey. It's no longer there. They moved it, but the facility's still there. I was just there the other day. And it was on the water, and you could see the boats, and I thought, for $4.95, I could eat all these carbs and load up with tacos and shit. And I'll look out at these boats, and I'll turn my head around, I'll get myself straightened out, I'll get back on it, I'll figure this out. And I walked there because I didn't want to pay for the parking, because the $3 is $3, right? And it's only like 2 miles. And so I sat down, I loaded up, and I ate everything I could possibly eat. I went back, got 3 plates of food. I'm loading for the winter, right? And then something happened that totally changed my life. It's so beautiful. The door bursts open, the front door, and I'm facing that direction, so I see the door open, and then this stunning woman walks in. I couldn't help but notice how beautiful she was. But what struck me more than her was the man she's with. Because right behind her, who was opening the door and holding the door, is a kid about this tall, clearly her son, 8, 9 years old. And he's in a suit with a little vest and a little tie. Might be you. And he's just so sharp, and he pulled the chair out for his mom, and he put it in. It's just, I was deeply touched by the relationship they had. I don't know why, it just really touched me. And I watched this kid just look at his mom's eyes and loving her so much, and her loving him. And so finished my meal, and went and paid for it, $4.95, whatever it was in those days. So I had 13, 14, 15 bucks maybe max in my pocket, some change, all I had in the world left. And on the way out the door, I decided to divert over and introduce myself to this young man. And I didn't look at his mom, it wasn't about that. I went and shook his hand, I said, hi, my name's Tony, what's yours? And he stood up, shook my hand. My name is Charles. I honestly don't remember his first name anymore, it's been so many years. But I think it was Charles. And he said, my name's Charles. He was very formal. And I said, Charles, you're a class act. I said, what do you mean? I said, I watched the way you held the door for your lady. I saw how you pulled out the chair for her. I see how you give her your total presence. I said, you're a class act, taking your woman out for lunch like this? He goes, she's my mom. I said, that's even more impressive. He goes, well, no, not taking her lunch. I don't have a job yet. I'm 9. And I looked at it and I had no plan for this. It was just like in the instant. I said, oh, yes, you are. And they reached my pocket. I took all the money I had. I slammed it down on the table in front of him. And his eyes got big as garbage can covers. And he goes, I can't take that. I said, sure you can. He said, how come? I said, because I'm bigger than you are. And he laughed. And I didn't even look at the moment. I just turned and walked out the door. And I didn't fucking walk out the door. I fucking flew. I think if you saw me on the street, there was no car. I'm like skipping along the streets. I was high as a kite. I felt so much joy in my heart and soul. And I had no money. I didn't know where my next fucking meal was going to come from. And at some point, I was back home and I was like, why do I feel so good? And I realized it's because I did what was fucking right. And I did it without fear. I didn't think about me. I didn't do it to impress somebody. I did it because it was right in my fucking soul. I listened to it. I didn't listen to fear. I listened to something higher. Perhaps grace, perhaps God, perhaps just my higher self. And so I went home and fell asleep, euphoric. Woke up the next morning realizing I had no money and no food and no rent. What the fuck did I do? But I was still high as a kite, feeling so good. I didn't have any fear in me, really. I knew it was serious. I knew stuff had to happen, but I didn't have fear. For the first time that I can remember in my life, it was the first moment where I wasn't being driven by scarcity. And it wasn't because I had so much money, I had nothing. It was just because I did what was right. I gave when it was the right time to give. It was the right moment. And I didn't have any thought about, do I have enough? And the snail mail, which is the only mail we had in those days, came. You know, the mail, physical mail. And I'm looking through bill, and then there's this handwritten envelope, and I look at it, and I think I know who it is. And I had been chasing down a friend of mine that I loaned $1,000 to when I didn't have an extra $1,000, but he needed it so bad. It had been more than 6 months. He was supposed to be back in 30 days. He didn't. 90 days, he didn't. And then when I kept calling him, he kept avoiding me, and I needed the money to fucking survive. And guess who the letter's from? I open it up, and it's an apology note, and he says to me, I'm embarrassed I've not returned your calls. I'm embarrassed you gave this to me when I needed it and I wasn't there. So I made it $1,200 for you. I hope you accept my apology. $1,200 then was enough money for me to live for a fucking month. And then I just started to bawl uncontrollably. And I was asking myself, what is this about? What is this all really about? And I just realized, fuck. I don't know what this means, but I'm choosing to believe what this means is this is the reward for following the heart and not the fucking head. This is the reward to live outside scarcity. This is the reward to give when you think you've got nothing left to give. Because it's not true, there's always more in us. And I can tell you honestly, I've not had a day of scarcity since then. I've had times where I was almost bankrupt, but I wasn't in fucking scarcity. And the solution is give now. Don't wait till someone else. If you'll give much more than you expect to receive, the world, the universe, the Lord will reward you in ways you can't even imagine. I don't know a single human being. I don't know a single human being that has tithed, given 10% of what they have to anything for more than a decade who didn't become wealthy beyond their wildest dreams because you begin to think different than anyone else around you. Give it up.